Tetris, my old friend, is this really you? Back in 1989, my neighbor let me play Tetris on his Game Boy while we waited for the school bus, and I immediately became addicted. For the rest of the year, I was dreaming of falling blocks and looking for objects that might fit together perfectly. I begged my parents to buy me Tetris on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and one magical Christmas morning, I woke up to my very own copy of Tetris that I was terrible at. I was never able to master this game, but now in my golden years, I have run out of things to do. I think it's about time to revisit the game that broke me and started me down a path of game addiction that would last my entire life. I'm going on a journey. They named it Journey Mode. These guys are good. Let's end the introduction. I'm the Ancient Nerd, and today, we'll be playing Tetris Effect. Probably very badly. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way anyone plays like this. Did this game think that I was going to be over there? This can't be right. There's a Star Wars angle? Is Baby Yoda throwing his building blocks at me? This is the J. Okay, let's do this. In case you didn't know, the main objective is to stack the falling blocks and try to create full horizontal lines. Once a line is completed, it disappears and leaves room for more incoming blocks. The concept is easy enough that anyone can jump right in and join the fun, but the number of ways the game can challenge you has made Tetris one of the most popular games of all time. I previously mentioned how my Tetris addiction took over my dreams. But the truth is, if I saw anything that resembled a Tetris formation in the real world, I would sometimes hallucinate. Cars on the highway, books on shelves, buildings in a city skyline. I wanted to control them. A writer by the name of Jeffrey Goldsmith would describe this obsession in Wired magazine, and soon the phenomenon that gamers were experiencing became known as the Tetris Effect. Of course, it would only be a matter of time before this mental affliction was discovered and exploited for profit. And thank God, because this is the Tetris experience that was prophesied in the Bible. The incredible 3D environment and wonderful soundtrack will have you fully engaged in this adventure, and certain audio cues and visual effects are triggered by your input, making you feel like a part of this amazing world. That being said, sometimes you're just trying to find a place to drop a T-block, and an underwater Tiesto concert or some similar extinction event comes along and completely overpowers your game. The graphic artists must have been furious when they found out that there would be Tetris gameplay displayed on top of all of the space turtles and burning drums they've been working so hard on. Anyway, this game does look amazing, and I'm playing the Nintendo Switch version, so I think we all know what that means. Personally, my visions of Tetris never included intergalactic sea creatures, or explosions while I was underwater. So I hope the survivors at the development studio get the help they need. But thankfully, their nightmares were exactly what was missing from this game for all those years. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. As fantastic as the journey mode has been for my senses, it was way more intense than I expected. Even on the beginner difficulty, I wasn't able to take a snack break until I cleared 90 lines. I haven't played a serious round of Tetris in probably 20 years, and I really should have warmed up first and grabbed some chips. You'll thank me for skipping over most of this, but let's take a look at a couple things, and then I want to take my 1990s stacking skills over to sprint mode and see what I'm really made of. This is the new zone mechanic. It basically freezes time, so you can bail yourself out of a bad situation, or you can use it to rack up some bonus points. I'm sure there's an optimal setup that helps you get more lines, but I had no idea what I was doing. I ended up with 13 lines, and I don't even know if that's good or bad. There's definitely potential here, and I can't wait to learn more. But for now, I'm just mashing buttons, and trying not to think about food. Here's the proof I successfully made it through the first area, and believe me, I'm as shocked as you are. A wise person would quit while they're ahead, but I ain't no quitter. Let's hit some 40-line sprints, and we'll see exactly where I stack up against the current generation of Tetris players. Alright, this first sprint is definitely a rust buster. Still not used to the controls, and honestly, I could never quite get the matrix zoomed in where I wanted it. So let's push this over here, and I'm going to ramble about how things have changed from my old Tetris. Right off the bat, there are some obvious improvements. You can preview several pieces ahead now, and you can hold on to an unwanted piece and swap it out at a better time. But something that might be overlooked is that pieces used to spawn flat side up. I never even realized this was a problem until it was fixed. But yeah, this is way better. There's a standard rotation system. Serious players always preach about something called finesse. But if you're just getting started, all you really need to know is, when you rotate clockwise, most pieces will shift to the right. But if your initial rotation's counterclockwise, then pieces tend to move left. Understanding the rotation helps you move your pieces into position faster. And if you ever plan on learning T-spins or other advanced stacking techniques, you're going to have to know how it works. Don't be one of those players that only spins their blocks in one direction. You'll have trouble transitioning to advanced gameplay, and you will refuse to retrain basic movements. Just learn to rotate in both directions. Bad habits are hard to unlearn. Alright, I'm sure you can see over there that my return to glory is going terribly. But after I shake off the cobwebs, my goal for today is to be in the 2-minute range. I'm going to throw some notes up here for reference. So I think a 3-minute sprint is probably the benchmark for whether or not you should be playing this game. If you just picked up this game a few days ago, or if you only have one finger, don't worry about my imaginary standards. I'm not really the authority in anything. But if you have been playing for a while, and it's taken you more than 3 minutes to clear 40 lines, then I bet you're still struggling to finish it all. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I think the first real milestone is 2 minutes. This is where you've mastered the fundamentals of good stacking and eliminated most of the bad habits that cause critical mistakes. From here you can start focusing on speed and muscle memory to improve your times. The real grind is the push down to about 1:15. By the time you get here, you're moving without thinking and your hands seem like they're on autopilot. You don't make unnecessary movements or late decisions. And under 60 seconds you're probably a sweaty tryhard. Good luck with that. My first sprint has been a disaster, and the game let me know it by presenting me a D rank for my pitiful performance. There was no ranking system when I was younger. All I knew was that Thor Ackerland was the champion, and since I was by far the best Tetris player in my hometown, you can reasonably conclude that I also didn't have any friends. But now there's an online leaderboard, and every round of play gets ranked. The ranking system is as follows. E means everybody's laughing, and D means don't play anymore. C rank is worse than D, because you are probably trying. B obviously stands for bad, but at A rank, you have become an acceptable Tetris player. S rank is awarded to players who are starting to get the hang of it, and the coveted double S rank signifies that you have stopped sucking. With all that in mind, let's see what these old bones can do. As I slowly climbed into B rank, it started to feel like that 2-minute sprint was actually within my grasp. But something just felt off. The game was sandbagging me. I yelled at the screen for a while, but then I found this setting. Initial rotation says it allows you to start rotating a piece before it spawns. I gave that one a try, and on my next attempt, this happened. I had done it. I achieved the improbable. A fairly realistic goal I made up less than an hour ago. Obviously, I rushed straight to the leaderboards, and incredibly, I was on it. I'm already one of the top 10,000 sprinters that owns this game and has an internet connection. I haven't figured out if I'm proud of myself or disappointed in humans. But this feels great. Not because it was difficult or even impressive in any way, but because I just love this fucking game. And I'm back. Thanks for hanging in there.